As you know, in a new generation, we saw this window. One of a unicorn, Earth Pony, and Pegasus. But today, I want to focus on the unicorn. And if Misty is possibly the princess of Bridlewood. So we see this unicorn that collects the crystal, who I'm going to give the name of Crystal Rain. To be more specific, Queen Crystal Rain. And the reason I give her the title of Queen is because even back then when the tribes were separated, only the unicorns had royalty status, which means only unicorns were granted royalty status at that time.
Chancellor Puddinghead, Commander Hurricane, Princess Platinum.
So it's not that big of a stretch if the tradition were to continue. So that's why I think the unicorn would have become queen. And I don't think it was called Bridlewood at start. I think it was called Unicornia, just like the olden days. And I think Crystal Rain eventually found a spouse by the name Emerald Shine. And Crystal and Emerald eventually had a daughter by the name of Princess Crystal Heart I. And then when Crystal Heart grew up, she passed the crown to her daughter, which passed it to hers, and to hers, eventually leading to Queen Amethyst, along with her husband. And they had a daughter as well, Misty Bright Dawn. Sadly, Misty would accidentally end up in Opaline's bag and living with her for the rest of her years. And the royal family would be heartbroken for their daughter's loss. And the tradition of queens would come to an end and they would eventually separate the crystal from their crown. Now let's combine this with my old theory. What if Opaline got her wings taken away and she retreated out of fear? What is next for Misty? Clearly she wouldn't have a master to serve anymore. And I don't think she would go to live with the main six. I think she would eventually go to Bridlewood and eventually reunite with her parents. And who knows? That adorable little filly might finally get her cutie mark. And the family will be finally reunited and live happily ever after. Or probably not, because this new show only does dumb stories and never builds on the plot whatsoever. I know it's a kid's show, but geez, make something good. Also, you know how Zip is called Zephyrina and her kingdom is called Zephyr Heights? I just think since Misty's last name is Bright Dawn, I think it sounded similar to Bridlewood, so that's why I thought she was the princess.